a geographic advantage, being very close to the Southern Taiwan Science Park. Thus, our next session will focus on this topic. Let's give an applause to invite the Chief Operating Office of Taiwan Super Integration and Innovation Center, Ms. Wang Lingmei.
They'll say the last is the best. Before I introduce our next speakers, I would like to admit that I'm also another fool. So today, there are 3 fools very bravely stand here, stood here, admit that we all be part of SIC, and we hope SIC could be the changing agent for this country. The next speaker, very important person. He specifically asked me to be not talking too much about him, but I think it's very unfair to do that. Because a lot of reasons that there should be biopark in the northern part of Taiwan, and it has been going through a lot of hurdles, and the realization day keeps postponing. And it took one of the minister allocate a funding to the southern part of the country, the South Taiwan Science Park. I think what they see is, as Dr. Su said in this morning, the energy, the passion, and the momentum. Before there's any funding given to them, they already start moving ahead, collaboration and activity ongoing. So one of the minister, Lin Bongqing, initiated this effort, allocate a whole bunch of a big lump sum of the funding to the southern part of the Taiwan. And the Director General, Mr. Chen, I think you can read a lot of his bio in the pamphlet. And I think he took the challenge, and Ms. Shi accompanied him to plan out all this, and that's how we will have a Southern Taiwan Medical Device Industry Cluster. Very different from other science park. I think there's some science park or some incubation place. They mainly provide a building, maybe a little bit of help or facility. But we saw so differently here. They took initiative, provide a lot of help. So recently they even changed some guideline and rule to accommodate newly startup. Before this park was mainly manufactured. So I think we need to, Mr. Chen, could you please stand up, and so everybody give him a big applause. And he has been serving in government for many years and have done a great job, received a lot of honor. And so as to Ms. Shi, and she's going to give us the presentation. And as Mr. Chen always said, that she's the chairman of the Southern Taiwan Medical Device Industry Cluster. So let's hear her talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Dr. Wang. She's always our best partner and always totally support to our science park. I'm Angela Xu, the Director of Investment Service Division of Southern Taiwan Science Park. Today we have heard about how to stop the medical device companies and the importance of innovation. Now I would like to share our experiences about how to create the medical defines industrial cluster here in the southern Taiwan Science Park. This is our outlines. There are 5 parts of my presentation. I will introduce our country and its science park policy first. Then I would like to tell what happened 4 years ago and the cluster appear and our future prospect. Let's come back to 400 years ago. As the Mayflower departed from England to the first colony in the north part of Virginia in 1620, it's also the symbol of early European colonization of the United States, which start to appear and affect the human history. Meanwhile, in 1624, the Dutch East India Company built Fort Zeelandia in Tainan as fortress. The fortress, the ship from here north forward to the Japan, west to the Fujian of mainland China, and the south to the southeast and European. Although the Dutch was defeated by the General Zheng Chenggong of Ming China in 1662, and ending 38 years of Dutch colonial rule of Taiwan. During the 17th century, the Europeans sailed to Asia to develop trade. Taiwan then became one of the most important transit ports in East Asia. And for Zeelandia, along the Tainan city here is an international business center since the 17th century. As 400 years pass by, Taiwan as its location as the heart of Asia, the territory is not big, just similar to the Switzerland and the Netherlands. But the population is 3 times to Switzerland and 1.4 times to the Netherlands. And the GDP last year reached $401 billion US. GNP per capita is about 19,000 US. Our major trade partners are China, United States, and Japan. As the political capital moved to the north, the resources are concentrated on the north. The north area is about 14% of the whole island, but more than 35% of enterprises and investment capital aggregate to this area. 42% people live there, and the business income takes 73% distribute to this area. In order to balance development between the north and the south, Southern Taiwan Science Park was established in the 1996. As Minister Chu said, this is not the first science park in Taiwan, it's the second science park, but the area is the biggest one. It's about 1,613 acres. We have 319 companies, and the turnover reached $18.7 billion US per year. More important, more than 65 persons work here, and 17 of them living in Tainan and Kaohsiung area. The traditional business model of Science Park in Taiwan is to provide low land cost. It means very few land using fee, and abundant and stable power and water supply. Complete infrastructure includes convenient transportation network, standard factory. The factory is ready to use for the tenants, and the dormitory bilingual school. We also provide one-stop service. It means the only one window you will have all the governmental services. The only one window is our Science Park administration. Our Director General Chen Junwei is sitting there. You may ask him all the things about our Science Park. The purpose of the model is to attract the flagship companies, invest and move in. More than 90% turnover of the total Science Park in Taiwan focus on IC and optoelectronics clusters. We have the world's first and second largest semiconductor foundry, TSMC and UMC, the world's third largest TFT LCD supplier, Chimi Innolux. We could say that 42% of our enterprises were attracted by these flagship companies. Contribute to these flagship companies. Soon the land was not enough. Our satellite park, Kaohsiung Science Park, was established in 2001. It provides about 517 acres land. But unfortunately, 8 science parks was established after this park. They are with the same business model, but provide better locations and more resources. The predicament of our park is how to attract a company to invest here. We have think after several years thinking, thanks to many help from the central and local governments, we decided to take our local advantages, the existing metal and plastic industries, and the top medical college and hospitals. Of course, there are a lot of possibilities. Why the medical device industries? There are 3 reasons to attribute to. The first one is high potential in the future. As we know, the increasing of aging population is a common issue all over the world. It affects not only the market, but also the public policy. And then it also raises the awareness of the value of health. The second reason is similar characteristics with the medical industry. Small, medium-sized firms learning by doing a close network. The final one is the most important one, that the existing industries with very high ambition and willingness to upgrade and have competitive advantages. Then we provide the incentives to trigger the existing local industry to upgrade and attract the other medical device firms to gather here. From 2008, National Science Council approved the project Southern Taiwan Biomedical Device Industrial Cluster Development Project. By now, the government has subsidized $1.7 billion for the research programs. Through the programs, we want to establish the cooperate platform between the companies, academia, and the R&D research institutes, and try to assist the research outcome from the academia and research institute to assist park enterprises in developing high-end medical products and technologies. From 2008 to this year, we have approved 101 research plans in the past 4 years. More of them are in dental, orthopedic, and cosmetic surgery fields. We are proud to say $1 billion rewards a lot. Through this project, 36 firms move and start in an investment amount is almost about $5 billion. And the side effects are 13 research organizations set branch here to provide professional services. And 10 firms got GMP certification, and 5 firms passed the TFDA dental implant registration. We believe the number will be increasing in the coming several years. The key performance indicator of this project is to ask all the reimbursed companies to move or start in the Kaohsiung Science Park. Their outcome will easily be calculated, and the cluster effect will appear. This figure will show not only the investment amount, but also the turnover has passed the subsidy since last year. By the end of this August, the turnover has passed last year and reached 456 million NT dollars, and the implement category contribute most. Based on the outcome, we are always thinking about what's the next step and make this cluster more complete and develop well. This picture is trying to make the abilities and resources of the cluster. The darkest blue means the strong, and the white means none or weak. We may find the most strong is the certification and production abilities of our cluster, and the innovation and marketing on the 2 sides abilities need to be strengthened. Over the past 15 years, Taiwan's medical device exports continue to grow. We may see this line. And main products are different year by year. From the medical globes and zerometers to to the digital blood pressure monitor in 2000 and mobility scooters 2005. These products have accounted for more than 50% of global market share. By 2011, Taiwan medical device sales reached to 99.3 billion NT dollars, and the top three products are blood glucose meter, contact lens, and mobility aids. And the medical device export amount has reached to 113 billion dollars and has doubled than 10 years ago. From the countryside, we continue to think about the next step and the direction of the future. We are very lucky to have the advice from Dr. Zhang and Dr. Su this year. Not to include this conference, Dr. Zhang, we have met Dr. Zhang twice, and Dr. Su have visited our science park 3 times. Thanks for their totally support and sharing inspire us to proceed this model for our phase 2 project. Based on the phase 1 outcome, some companies we recruited still need the governmental support to develop their products or technologies. We will continue to provide these research plans to support. More of them develop well, and they need different kind of services, such as the access to the market. It includes IP strategy, the waiting company services, experience area, and international marketing, especially the key opinion leaders. The waiting companies does not mean the about the waiting services. This idea is from our direct journal Chen. It means the new star companies, like the new couples, does not familiar with all the schedules at beginning, especially the device products to the market. There are a lot of legal and professional barriers. We want to provide the platform as the waiting company services, help them to solve all the possible problems. Finally, they may develop brand, channel, and reliability. On the left side, as we know, and many speakers have about Me Too or Fancy Me Too could not be competitive or plays important role in the international market. Dr. Zhang told us more inventions of medical device in the West are from the unmet needs. Both Dr. Zhang and Dr. Su agree that the innovation could not only depend on the government. In the phase 2 project, we would like to build the ecosystem for the innovative medical devices. We will also provide the innovative plans to encourage the unmet needs to develop prototype or IP. We will also provide the trial plan for and introduce a VC or manufacturer to take over. Now, Dr. Su gave us a concept of portfolio. Taiwan still in the early stage to develop medical device industry. The portfolio of our phase 2 project contains Fancy Me Too and innovative plans. If we only supported the innovative plans, the worst situation we worried is nothing happened here. Through the Fancy Me Too outcomes balancing, we may tolerate more higher risk for the innovation. We hope the phase 2 project is the center to link all the relevant resources and stakeholders, like STP program, SI2C, medical schools, hospitals, and research organizations like MIRDC and E3. Most of them plays an important role of our project, like the research facilities, technical services, and talents. In the following years, we will hard together. The incubation of new startup is just like a long road. At the beginning, we need the ideas from the clinical. Through the phase 2 project, we want to originate the surroundings to keep the intensely interaction between the doctors and engineers and encourage them to find and commercialize the unmet needs. Then the temporary result may be IP or pass the feasibility here. And some of them may develop products and first in man. Because it's still far to the market, venture capital and potential manufacturers are necessary and will be introduced in or take over. All the process may need the project fund and talents. Our phase 2 project, we hope to create the early stage incubation surroundings for the medical device industry. About the future prospect, in the phase 1 project, we successfully create the medical device industrial cluster in the southern Taiwan. Our entrepreneurs and their products are qualified and certified. We would like to reinforce the phase 1 project outcome, especially establish the access to the market. In the phase 2 project, not only providing the waiting service platform, we would like to create the ecosystem for the innovative device and provide them the necessary supports for the early stage. Although now the Southern Taiwan Science Park is most important and successful medical device cluster in Taiwan, we hope one day it will also be the most successful one in the world. The day will not be too late, we believe. I would like to use the example of Ireland. As we know, Ireland is in the center between the United States and the European market. Taiwan, like Ireland, is in the heart of Asia and with the best location to the Asian markets. For example, Taiwan has signed the economic cooperation framework agreement with mainland China. We call it ECFA. Some products may have the import tariff reduction in China. For example, the artificial joint is one. The artificial joint companies from Taiwan may have 4% tariff reduction to Chinese market. Since the increasing medical demands, there will be more and more medical devices have the same tariff reduction in China. Our park, with its advantage and the reliable investment surroundings, will soon become the most accessible medical device industrial cluster in the world. Thank you very much for your listening. If you are looking for a place to start up your medical device company, our park is your best choice. We sincerely invite you here and work with us together. Thank you very much.
I think it's great time control. Anybody, any questions? I do have one though. Other than right now, I know the cluster is more focused on dental and orthopedics. Do you have any plan that in the future the spectrum will be widened a little bit? And if it is, then what will be another focus you plan to do?
Thank you, Dr. Wang. As I mentioned, the main category of our product is about focus on the orthopedic and the dental. But we never limit about the categories. If there are more research outcomes or companies move here and develop different fields of products, we are also very welcome.
Any more questions? And I do have a second one. Since there's still time. I know that recently they just changed some guidelines. As I mentioned earlier, it was manufacturer-based, and then their funding can only provide some grant for those companies willing to set up their manufacturer factory in the park. And they made an effort to change that rule. So now the startup should be able to get supported and get a grant. And so what size of grant and how much fund that you earmark or allocated annually for the startup company?
Okay, our phase 2 project is about $1.49 billion. It's only 57% of last year because the National Science Council think we could not always sponsor the industries forever. So we have to take the state policies. So the phase 1, we want to create the cluster, so we need to invest more money for grants. But in the future 4 years, we want to develop the ecosystem. We will work hard together with NCKU or SI2C or E2 or other research organizations. So the budget limit, but we can think we can do more things about the future.
Time's up, but I know there's going to be panel discussion, and I would like to leave one topic for the panelists to continue to discuss. How are we going to give those more support? Because through the day, we keep hearing about lack of funding, lack of resource, and if this is sort of emerging area, then we should put more funding, and but government is cutting it. So if we can make an official record, minutes, then we should send it to the National Science Council. All right, and let's give her a big applause. And thank you, Dr. Chen.
On behalf of the conference, we will ask the chairperson to hand in a gift for this address. And Mr. Chen Junwei.